Put it on your back. It's on your back. The whole team, every single guy on defense is trying to stop Saquon Barkley. So what are you going to do about it?
Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so it's been forever. It's literally been forever since I've sat down during the week and made a video during the actual week before the game. I mean, it's been literally about 3 or 4 weeks since I've done this. I've been only making post-game videos and live streaming. So apologies to the people who have been looking for these videos during the week. I'm putting out one right now. I'm putting forth my best foot. But today I wanted to talk about Daniel Jones, and I wanted to talk about the Giants' future, and only because I just see it popping up again. It just pops up every time the Giants go on a multi-game losing streak. Every time something bad happens or every time something good happens, it's we finally found Daniel Jones. He's finally the winner we've been wanting. And I said it too earlier this season. I said he looks like the guy that we can win games with. But right now he doesn't look like the guy we can win games with. Now, first let's put everything into context. The offensive line that Daniel Jones has been working with this year started off solid, started off bad week 1 against Tennessee. But after that, they were solid. I mean, Evan Neal gave up his plays, his pressures. The left guards had issues. But for the most part, when Daniel Jones was dropping back, he had like 2 seconds. Like, he would run a play action. He would have 2-3 seconds back there just surveying the field. And all of a sudden, once Evan Neal went out, Kyle Phillips steps in. The line is still performing well. I mean, you got your backup right tackle in there. And then the left guard injuries happen to Ben Bredesen. And then Shane Lemieux goes out there and he stinks. And then he gets hurt. And then they put an injured Josh Azudu out there. So it really affected the offensive line right there with the left guard spot. Injured people, bad players, all were playing that left guard spot. And since then, it doesn't matter what the Giants have done, the offensive line has been just bad. Ever since that change happened. Also in the running game, we were missing out with Daniel Bellinger missing. Him and Tanner Hudson were your 2 blocking tight ends. They got rid of Tanner Hudson, replaced him with, I think, Nick Vanette. And the blocking from the tight ends just isn't as good. Daniel Bellinger is still getting his feet underneath him. He is not the same player at this point. I mean, he's probably got PTSD from getting raked in the eye. Probably doesn't want that to happen again. Just went out again because he got lit up because Daniel Jones had to get rid of the ball because the offensive line had him under pressure. He had to get rid of the ball. He got hit, and then Daniel Bellinger touches the ball and he gets hit in his ribs, and who knows what happens. If it's bruised ribs, cracked ribs. I haven't seen the injury report for this week. So all of that in the context, Wan'Dale Robinson goes over 100 yards and then he goes out. You know, the second he gets 100 yards in a game, he tears his ACL. He's done for the season. Sterling Shepard, done for the season. Kenny Golladay stinks in this offense. I'm still in the minority of people who think that Kenny Golladay did not get a fair chance as a New York Giant. Daniel Jones does not target Kenny Golladay in 50-50 shots. We keep waiting for him to turn into Stephon Diggs or to turn into a separation monster when he's never been that, and we never gave him a shot to. And at this point, the dude has completely lost his confidence. And then you look at the rest of the receivers. I mean, you got Marcus Johnson out there. You got Darius Slayton out there. And a sundry of guys, Isaiah Hodgins. Not great players out there, wide receiver. Darius Slayton is your best wide receiver out there, which is ridiculous. So that's where we're at right now as far as the situation that Daniel Jones is in. And it's still, you got to put things in a perspective. That's understandable. But also, how many years are we going to go into a season saying that this is the year that Daniel Jones finally flips the switch and becomes the quarterback that can carry the team and becomes a quarterback that can put the team on his shoulders and win games and in the clutch and win the big games? This will be the year. Literally every week, people say this will be the week that Daniel Jones steps up and makes his mark on the team. This is the week that he steps up and he becomes that level of a player. And we keep waiting and it just doesn't happen. And then we say, well, it didn't happen because they didn't block for him. Oh, well, it didn't happen because his receivers were hurt. Well, it didn't happen because of the penalties. It didn't happen because of the drops. We got to wait for it to happen. Listen, we've been here for 4 years. His first season. And I want to go off of yards because touchdowns, if you go off of touchdowns, you can say, yeah, he threw 24 his first year, but guess what? 11, 10, and 12. This year, he's probably going to be at about, 17 touchdowns maybe? 17 touchdowns at the end of the season. But he's been more often a guy that's going to throw, what's his per game for touchdown? I mean, I don't have it in front of me. But he's a guy that's probably going to throw about 1 touchdown a game. Pretty much. That's been his career. So you take away that 24 touchdown rookie season, and it's 3,000 yards, 2,900 yards, 2,400 yards, and then 2,500 yards. So it looks like he's going to have maybe another 3,000 yard season this year. About 17 touchdowns, probably about 7 interceptions, which isn't a horrible ratio. But it's like, if you give Daniel Jones the best offensive line in the league, you give him the best receivers in the league, how good is the guy going to be? How good is he going? Is he going to be so good that it justifies bringing him here long term? Foregoing all of these rookie quarterbacks that are coming out, because everybody loved to jump out and say this year's class was going to be an historically great class. Everybody jumped out and said that. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson pops up. Will Levis pops up. There's a couple of other guys that people have considered as first-round quarterbacks. And are we going to forgo all of those players for a guy that we're waiting to get the perfect situation for? We're waiting to get him these weapons. We failed this guy. It's, in my opinion, it's over. It's done. Unless he literally takes the bull by the horns and gets it done on primetime this weekend. And it's not me saying like this whole career depends on this one game, but I'm telling you, this is a pivotal game. Daniel Jones has not won one. He has not won one primetime game in the pros. He has not won one. And yeah, he's had some bad luck here and there. He's had some drops, but he's also had some stinkers. He's also got a Monday Night Football game against the Bucs where he threw an interception to the defensive tackle, a 350-pound nose tackle. He threw it right to him. So he's got to go out there, and if the Giants do lose a game, if they do lose this game, this Sunday night, it better literally be because of every single thing but Daniel Jones. Because yes, other players haven't played as well. Yes, other players have been hurt, but he's also made a ton of mistakes. That's just where I am right here with it. I'm not a guy who says like if Daniel Jones is back next year, I'm canceling whatever. I'm not going to be a fan, because that's not true. If he's out there and when he's on the field and he makes a play, I'm hype. When he does anything, and when we win games, I'm hype. I'm not here about what players are on the field or whatnot. But if you're asking me, he's got to show some intangibles the rest of this season to grab this team that is teetering out of control, that started off 6-1, that is now 7-5-1. You haven't won a game in over a month, and you started off 7-1 or 6-1. I mean, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. He's got to take this team by the horns, and he's got to take this team to a playoff berth. Do I think he'll win a Super Bowl? No. We're not going to go into the playoffs and beat those teams in the playoffs. We might be able to win in a wild card, but after that, we're just not on those teams' level. But you have got to take over with 4 games to go. Or what do we got? We got Washington, we got Indianapolis, we got Minnesota, and we got Philly. So 4 games to go, just win 2. Win 2 of those 4 games. You beat Washington, you beat Indianapolis, you're probably in. You beat Washington, you beat Minnesota, you're probably in. But you got to get Washington. And one more play from Daniel Jones, one, a little bit better throw, one more play from Daniel Jones wins that game. So it is what it is. It's not me saying, don't get it twisted. It's not me saying that we need to get rid of this guy. It's not me saying any of that stuff. But I'm saying we should not be going in the next season saying we don't know what Daniel Jones is, because we know exactly who he is. We've had 4 years of the same guy. We've had 4 years. He's been the same guy. He's gotten better, much better with the turnovers. He's gotten much more efficient with running the ball. But as far as throwing, when you look at completion percentage, let's look at that. Let's look at this. Completion percentage, 61, 62, 64, 66. That's gone up immensely. But when you look at yardage, it's been the same. Just this year, one 300-yard game against the Lions, and pretty much we were getting blown out there. Other than that, only 1, 2, 3, 4 games where he got 200 yards. He has not been given the chance to air it out all over the place. He hasn't, taken advantage of some of the guys that were open. And whether it's because they don't believe in him, or he doesn't believe in himself, or he doesn't believe in his cast, it is what it is. So the way this team is going right now, you cannot justify to me that we do not know what Daniel Jones is going into 2023. We just can't say that. So he's got a perfect opportunity right here. This is your time to rewrite the narrative, because all of the other stuff, all of the stats, all the efficiency, all of the plunders in the past, all of the, not plunders, but all of the blunders. I might be making up words right now. I'm in a complete brain fog. But all of the times where Daniel Jones messed up can literally be erased with a dominant last month of the season. You got Darius Slayton. You got Isaiah Hodgins. You got Bellinger. People have made it happen with worse. And this is what I'm saying. We have guys in the draft that can literally be elite players. Daniel Jones right now seems like he needs a ton of help to be an above average player. So 4 games, win 2, put it on your back. It's on your back. The whole team, every single guy on defense is trying to stop Saquon Barkley. So what are you going to do about it? If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.